All right, so we should be recording right now. Just want to make sure. Yep, we are recording. So I just got done doing those videos with the GoPro. I got the 3+ silver here. It's been good for me. So anyway, we're going to show first steps in what we do. So first thing, going to plug this adapter plug into the side of that, which I'm sure you know how to do all this already. And then you got your other end that will just plug in to the side of your computer. So we'll plug that in now. All right, so that's plugging in. I'll say do not scan. Should be seeing my screen. I'm going to minimize me. Get me out of the way here. All right. So we are going to turn, now that I have this plugged in, now you have to actually turn it on. So hit that. And why is it not beeping? All right, plug it back in. Turn it on. All right, now we're hooked up. So do not scan, and we're going to import the file. And so right now you should see that 1 through 6, the videos that we just did, are loading. And now they are starting to boot up. So this will take a few minutes to do this. You'll see them loading. Five for 6. All right, 6 for 6. We're almost done. All right, so I'm going to close that. Then we can just click on these and we can watch. Now we got deer pictures, or deer. Okay, there's my dad's buck that he got. So what I'm going to do here is 20 years ago. I'm just looking at these to make sure that they are ones that I want. And then there's Kate, or Mary Beth's. Let's turn the volume down on this. All right. So basically at this point, if I had a bunch of media to go through, I would want to highlight. And just, let's say I got 20 clips and I want to minimize the clips, so I'm going to get rid of my garbage. So then I would kind of say 1 highlight being worst and 3 highlights being best. So that means that 3 highlights is a video that I'm definitely going to want to use. You know, later on, if I still needed more, I could go into my 2 clicks, whatever. So that's what I do to utilize if I think it's a good clip that I want to do. So then we'll go to the next one, and we would relive it, watch it. And this one is pretty cool, let's say, so let's give it 3 stars. All right, and then we'll go into the next one, and I'll watch it. And this one is important. So we're going to give it 3. This is just an example. And let's go to the next one. All right, this one's me kind of talking about teaching what we're doing, so we'll call it important, right? 3. Pause, forward, another one. This is not a good example of utilizing highlights, but I'm just showing you because sometimes you can get overwhelmed with how many video clips you have. I mean, if you got 50, you don't want to use all 50 because you're trying to make a 3-minute video. Usually 3 to 5 minutes is general rule of thumb. You don't want to get too long. People get bored and don't want to watch it. Like this one's going to get long, basically. All right. So we got that. I'm going to go back to media library, and now you can see on the screen how these things are highlighted. Let's watch this one again. Let's highlight it because I'll show you what I'm going to do. All right. So I got them all highlighted. Going back to media. Now watch. Media. And then filter, not all, just the highlights. Because I got a lot of history of a lot of videos. So now the only thing that's going to show up in highlights, at least, well, I guess I just got done doing a bunch of videos not too long ago, but anyway. This is what would show up. It's just this. So it makes it so much easier for me to manage and to handle it. So now I'm going to control and highlight all the ones that I want to utilize for this video. Okay, and then open it in Studio. So now it's going to take me to the actual studio where we can load these clips specifically that I want to edit. I know I'm taking this way at the beginning. You probably already know this stuff, but figure I might as well start at the beginning. I mean, the highlight trick, maybe that's something that new that you guys haven't used yet, but anyway, now we're waiting. Let's see. All right. Go to the bottom and click on that GoPro. So now here's our videos. They're over here now. Okay. So then we would click on this and then we would play it. Now here's where we're going to figure out which parts we want. We don't want it all. So we want the beginning to start. This gives us the mark for the beginning of the clip. This one gives us the back one. Okay, I'm going to pause it now. So this right here is what I'm going to transfer. So I add the clip to the conversion list so it pops up over there. Get me out of the way. Now, if I want the next clip to start exactly there again, then I would do that. Start a new start. Whoops. Start a new start. Okay. And then I'm going to end it wherever I want to end it. We'll call it that is good. We'll add it to the conversion. And there we go. Let's say that's all I want for that one. So now we'll go to the second one and play that one. And we're just going to pick out the stuff that we want that's good. All right. Okay, so that was the walleye, so I put that in there. Now we start again with a new story. That's that story. Okay, let's say that's that story that I want. And then we'll click to the last one. So as you can see, I can break up these however I want and add them over to the conversion list, and so on. All right, let's just, now I'm here and I'm like, you know what, this one, so it's my 10-pound bass from, we'll take that. Down in Florida. Okay, it's flaking, so it's a replica that I had done by the airport flexibility. It didn't awesome. Let's just start that. All right, I'll add that clip. I'm always looking over there to the right, over here, to see that it's converting, that it's moving over there, so I don't lose it. All right, now this one. I'm just trying to put together some things to show transitions and just create some footage for us to be able to. All right, so this one we're going to take most of it. I'm just trying to put together some things to show transitions and just create some footage for us to be able to edit for this. All right. Add it to the conversion list. Make sure it moves over. Let's see what this one was. All right, so here we are now. Let me click. So here is what I see. All right, so here we are now. All right. Let's do another little clip here. What I see on the screen, which is what you'll see. So there it is there. I'm filming this video on the drone. All right. Isn't this exciting? All right. Let's go on to one more. All right, guys. So here we're going to do a test of how to edit with GoPro software. So I'm going to do a tutorial with Zoom, and then I'm recording with my GoPro, and this is a part of my edit. So I'm going to show you edits and how to do it. So all right, so we'll stop. We're going to convert it. Now we got everything that we want over here in the conversion list. So now we're going to say convert all. Now we're going to look to the top, see it's processing. Ultimately, these are all going to go 100% processed all the way down. Again, I'm sure you guys probably already have made it this far, so you know all this stuff. So this is just reminder, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to pause this video while this thing's converting, and then we'll come back. All right, so we should be back. I just want to make sure. Yes, we are. And now you can see that everything converted. It says complete on all of these. Proceed to step 2. So I always do a blank template instead of picking from their music with their templates, and then create. Now we got everything over here. As you saw when we were going through this, that everything was kind of backwards. So we're going to drag it to the bottom and start at the bottom. At least that's how I do it. And hold on a second. All right, we're back. So as I was saying, everything is over here and it's backwards. So I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm just going to click it, drag it over. Click the next one, drag it over. It's nice when they are in order. Sometimes they're not in order. I mean, they're not in order as far as how you would like the video to play. Sometimes you mix it up a little bit depending on you want. Let's say you got some good stuff at the beginning. And you want to save it for the end or vice versa, whatever. You just mix it up however you want to do it. So lay these all in there in whichever order you want to lay them in. But as you can see, you got 1390, 1390, 001. So you got your one clip, your two click, right? So obviously you want the 1390 to be in front of the 13901. So I'm going to move it. Alright, same with this one, 1389. I want to be in front of the 13901 and 902. So let's just straighten these up. Didn't really drag them over here properly, but anyway. So there we go. Now they're all there. Hold on, I have to pause it. All right, so let's see. This is what I do on every video. I click on the video and then I go to fade in and fade out. Usually on the first one, I'll fade it in 1.5, 2 times, and then I'll fade it out 8. And then number 2, fade it in 8, fade it out 8. This is just the timing that I have done in the past that I like. Obviously, there's different scenarios that will be different. It's all about just style and taste and whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. So that's what we're doing here. Getting these up to my typical 8. I wish there was a way that you could just say, hey, make them all 8. 8 in, 8 out for all of them, but there's not. So you got to go through individually and make these adjustments. All right. So we are doing that. And then at the end, I also like to fade it out longer than the rest of them. So 1.5, 2, something like that. That's typically what I do. Now, let's go drag it back to the front again. And then this plus symbol is for transitions. As you can see, we're going from one video to the next. Again, I like when it transitions like that. It's just smoother. And that's quick and easy to do. Okay. So now, for me, I have, let's move this out of the way, minimize this, and now minimize this, get this out of the way. All right, I got my GoPro folder, and in here is my entry or intro video, the animated logo. I'm gonna put it on my home page there so I'm able to grab it. And then I have my voiceover intro, also putting that on my home screen so that it's there for me to grab it. I'm gonna go back into our video and go to media. Now on my desktop, I can go down and I can double click on my voiceover intro. Here it is. Boom, it's there. Okay. So now I drag this down into the audio section, wherever it is that I want that to be. For now, we'll just put it right there. And then media again, back to the desktop, drag down, local animation, and that shows up. So I'm just going to drag this into right at the beginning because that's how it always starts. And same here, I can fade it in, I can fade it out. My music or my voiceover is a recording that actually is replicated a few times, so I gotta shorten it so that it only plays once. So let's just click it here and play it.
Come along with Getting Big as we chase trophy fish throughout the Midwest.
I'm going to pause it.
Guests join us as we teach techniques and promote quality products.
This is stuff that's not going to matter to you guys, but I just want to show you that you can do a lot with this.
For your lifestyle. Kistler rods, feeling real, and fish bum outfitters.
All right, pause it right there. I'm going to drag this to that. So now that's the end of the voice over intro. Now, again, it's not a perfect example, but you know, there's certain ones that you don't want sound. So, or you want to lower the sound. Well, right now I am on, as you can see, this is highlighted in yellow. So we are in our audio portion. I can fade in and out the audio, or I can make the level louder or quieter. And it depends. You'll make that louder or quieter based on how loud you want that in comparison to the video audio. If you click on that right there, boom, you have no audio in this video clip. But let's just say we want that sound. So we're going to have that sound. Here we're going to have that sound. You don't want the sound, that's cool, take it away. Add it, take it away, it's real easy. Or click on your picture and go to audio control, and I can turn that audio up loud if you can't hear me. And then, you know, that's how we do that. So let's go to the beginning. Let's just see how this thing's looking. So here we're going to do a test of how to edit this GoPro. All right. So obviously, you know, this one is a bad example because we have something where we want to hear me, but we also want to hear the intro. So let's just say that there's a clip in here where we don't care what the words are that are being said. And we'll put that in there. And then that way, guess we'll grab another one. Well, we don't have to do that. Fade it. Fortunately, we have to redo this stuff again. All right, so we got the transitions. Now, I'm getting rid of the sound in there. But notice this voiceover is actually going to lap into my vocal. This is just a matter of tweaking things. So let's highlight this and let's change the speed. Let's watch the speed. All right, we can slow motion it so that it ends, you know, real close to the end. All right, so let's click this and let's do 22 and see what, yeah, it's still too much. 20? All right, 20 is pretty good. So we'll stick with that. All right. And let's see. So showing you slow motion, we can do fast motion. Now here's the thing, when you change your speed of your video, that is going to get rid of the sound automatically. So as soon as I change speed, see how that put an X in there? As soon as I change the speed, it obviously gets rid of sound. So that when I sped up, I made it fast. And so we can do fast or slow with our video. Another thing you can do, let's say we want to make a transition in this video. I'm on that clip. I push play. I can split this current clip into 2 clips. So I split it. Boom. So now it gave me another one, and it splits it. Maybe the reason I want to do that is because, let's just say for fishing example, you're catching a fish and you want to keep at a certain speed until the fish is jumping. All of a sudden now the fish is jumping and you want that part to be in slow motion. So that way I split the screen. So that way, I mean, you can split it as many times as you want, right? So this screen, I want, I might not want to fade out from one screen to the next screen, but I still might want the transition, see, in the middle. Now the other thing is, as soon as I say this, let's say that this clip is the one where the fish is jumping. That's the one I'm going to slow down. So I'll slow it down to like 60. As soon as I do that, the sound goes away. All right. Wow, look at me there. That's nice. All right. So we got that. Ultimately, got all our slow motion. Let's just say set. All right. Now, what we also want to do is anytime we've done a bunch of stuff, we want to save it. So save the project, desktop, name it, call this GoPro tutorial, and save it. So now we got it. So now every once in a while I'm going to want to save that, right? Now, next thing we want to do is let's do media. Let's do some music. Go to music, iTunes. Download your songs that you want into iTunes where you can access them. That's the word. iTunes media. Double click. Music. Double click. All right. And you find a song. Find a song that's got, whatever tempo. That's what I do. I want to find a song that might lyrically go with the story I'm trying to tell, or fast or slow, comedy, whatever. I like to try and match it to whatever we're doing. So let's just do this one. I don't even know what these are, really. Wait. Let's throw that one in there. All right. So once it's here, now I can click and drag it down into the audio section and lay it in here wherever I want that audio to start. I'm going to have it start. I'm going to put in a different line because if you get those two to touch, it can screw things up. And this one's highlighted, so I'm going to fade it in. And my level, I like to keep my levels the same so it's consistent. So if I got this one at 6, we want this one at 6. And then same thing with these. Typically, I want to keep these audio levels the same, unless it's one that's quiet and you need to make it louder, or vice versa. So you can tweak all those things. All right. Another thing you can do, so I'm highlighted on this specific clip. Let's do a different one. Let's clip on this one. All right. We can drag all the way down to zoom, and we can zoom in, which is nice when you get a fish or something that's far away and you want to bring it in, or you got somebody that's standing too far away and you want to bring them in. We can still tweak it and zoom it. The only thing to keep in mind is when you zoom in, if you go so, you know, when you get to a certain point, it's going to get grainy and fuzzy and it doesn't work very good. So use that zoom as little as possible, but sometimes it's necessary, and little zoom is fine. It's just when you start zooming a lot is when it starts to get a little different. Now down here, we can tweak also day, night, gray. We can do 4:3 wide for whatever reason you want to do something like that. We can do gray. There's all these different options. All right, so we got those options. You can tweak your pictures with your exposure and all that stuff. Your white balance, all these things can be adjusted. There's a lot you can do with this. All right, so now I'm going to save it again because I've done some stuff. And then title. We want to do title. We want to say this is GoPro again. Hello, Pro tutorial. All right. For marketing reasons, I always use the same font, and it is David. Here's the at. Guys sleeping yet? There we go. David Bold. And then what I do again, here you can do stroke size, or size, sorry. And then you can do stroke. And I'll pick my custom color, red, and the stroke, white. Okay, and then the stroke. You can make it as bold or as little as you want, whatever you want to do. You can move it around a little bit. You can make it opaque. You can stretch it. The only thing that you can't do is you can only move it around so much. That part's kind of a bummer, but whatever. It's free, right? Obviously down here you can do other things as well. And then also fade it in, fade it out. So down here, fade it in, fade it out, however you want to do that. Do it some opaque a little bit. All right, so now we'll click it and we're going to drag it to wherever we want it. I think it makes sense to be at the beginning of talking. And then you'll just have to see how big or small you need to drag it to see how long it's going to stay on the screen. So that's up to you. All right, let's save it again. Keep saving just so we don't lose stuff. You never know, things crash. You don't want to lose all your work. Let's go back to the beginning, see what we got so far. And it's going to play. Sometimes you'll have that too. You got so much going on that that's the downfall with this free system, is that it can get locked up on you. All right, here we go.
Come along with Getting Bit as we chase trophy fish throughout the Midwest. Special guests join us as we teach techniques and promote quality products and services while getting bit. Brought to you by Lifestyle Garage, tailored garages for your lifestyle. Kistler Rods, Feeling Real, and Fish Bum Outfitters.
All right, I'm already seeing that this is way too loud. So I'm going to turn the level way down. And we can't hear me. So I'm going to turn me up. Now, we'll see what happens. And obviously, if that works, then I'm going to have to tweak each one of these pictures for the audio level to stay the same. Again, this is just an example of all the different things of utilizing your media, your titles, your transitions, blah, blah, blah. Let's fix these transitions. Let's check our speed, our fade in, our fade out. Okay, so this one we need to adjust the fade in. This was, let's see, is this the one that we split? No, okay. So we're gonna make this an 8 also. And that's good. All right, let's go back and see how it all flows. One note I want to make is thing that I've learned. A lot of times I'll do my editing with my earbuds in, you know, with having kids and whatever, but make sure you do your final, when you're doing your final edit and you're making sure that everything is good with your sound, don't do it with your earbuds in, because it will be different when it's not earbuds. So I like to make sure it sounds good with just my computer, and then it'll be even better with earbuds, but it won't be too loud. So it's important to do your final audio tweak without your earbuds. Do it with just the computer. All right, so let's see what we got here. Now another clip. So here is what I see on my screen, which is what you'll see. So there it is there. I'm recording this video right now, what we're doing. So we're going to do a test of how to edit it. All right, so let's now click on that one. Audio level is at 9. Audio level was at 10. All right, let's turn this one to 10. Let's that one, get it to 10. We're gonna make all these 10, right? So that way we know the audio is good to hear it all the way through. Get all these up to 10. Sorry, it's hard to stay awake during this time, but trying to just do a good example of a whole video. All right. If you guys have questions, obviously, let me know. Try and help with whatever. And then this last one, we got it fading out good. Okay, now let's go ahead and, you're going to want to go through and tweak all of your speeds ahead of time. And then once the speed is all done, let's say right now the speed is good. Now I'm going to grab this and I'm going to drag it back. To where it's ending close to the end, leaving room for me to do a closing, comments or whatever. Where the fading out, want to fade it way out. And let's just see what we got at the end here. Go, and then there's Kate here under us. Could probably tweak this a little bit and make the audio a little louder. Just a little bit. Let's take it to 20. Let's see what that sounds like. What's cool is that whenever your video doesn't have sound, your audio music will automatically be louder. It just kind of steps up for whatever reason. So that's kind of cool. Years ago, and then there's Kate here under us. Okay, so now let's say that this one didn't end necessarily. I can still tweak it. I can still adjust this start and stop. So I just changed the ending. Okay, so let's just watch that now again and see. Years ago, and then there's See, so you can still make that adjustment later. It's not like once you've converted it that you can't tweak your stopping point. See? So let's watch this. Years ago, and then there's Kate. Years ago, and then there's Kate. Go, and then there's Kate. Let me save it again. And let's just see again what we got.
Years ago, and then there's Peter. I mean, that's
All right, pause it. I'm feeling good, right? So now I gotta tweak my sound again. Grab it, shrink it down. Okay, and then let's go and do a closing. So title. Now this time it's going, my font, my color, my stroke, everything is already in there. So now I just have to type it in. Why is that? I'm not sure why that's not showing up. All right, so I clicked and drug my title. Clicked and drug this down there. Now these are fading in, fading out, so I can overlap them a little bit in transitions. There's my timing. And save it. Let's see what we got. All right, so I feel like I want to slow this down a little bit, this transition. So fade it in. Let's do it a little more. Fade out again, a little longer, being that it's the closing. And then let's see what we got. All right, I'm gonna drag this a little longer out. Shrink this down a little bit. Lap this in and save it. And let's watch again. Feel good. And there we go. All right, so now we kind of feel good about the whole thing. I'm not going to bore you guys. try and bore you as little as possible. But anyway, we're not going to watch the whole. Well, maybe we should just watch the whole thing. Let's just see what we got. I mean, I watch them over and over again and find little tweaks that I need to make along the way. Okay, this is a little louder, this is a little quieter, this is a little faster,
Come along
this is a
with
little slower.
Getting Bit as we chase trophy fish throughout the Midwest.
And
special guests join us as we teach techniques and promote
tweak it
quality
until
products
it
and services
feels good.
while getting bit. Brought to you by Lifestyle Garage, tailored garages for your lifestyle. Kistler Rods, feeling real, and Fish Bum Outfitters.
Click. So here is what I see on my screen, which is what you'll see. So there it is there. I'm recording this video right now. Here we go. We're going to do a test of how to edit with GoPro software. So we'll do a tutorial with Zoom, and I'm recording with my GoPro, and it's going to be part of when I edit. So I'm going to show you edits and how to do it. So let's see if I can go clip. So here is what I see on my screen, which is what you'll see. So there it is there. I'm recording this video right now. Here we go. And now we're doing another deal. I'm just trying to put together some things to show transition. Looks like a cart that I caught something. They were spotted ducks, those caught in this kind of 20 years ago, and then there's Bus. All right, so let's just say that that's all good. We like it. Let's do a final save project. Okay, now we'll export it. I always do it for YouTube, and then I export it. Now we're going to desktop name it. GoPro tutorial. Save. Now it's going to export to the desktop. Once it goes to the desktop, then you can do whatever you want with it. What I do is open up my YouTube page and import it there, and that takes quite a bit of time, but you know, do it, leave, whatever. Usually takes anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour to do that. That's a whole other step. But I think you guys know how to do that. If you don't, let me know. That's easy. And it depends on what you want to do with it. You know, if you want it to be private, if you want to make it public. A lot of times music can be a problem if you, let's just say, want to get paid on YouTube. It's got to be royalty-free music. Otherwise, the people that own the rights to that music will either block it, or they will use your video to do commercials on, and they'll collect the money for it, which is what happens to me because I haven't cared about getting paid on YouTube, just making fun videos for myself with good music. So for me, it hasn't mattered yet, but sure moving forward I'll start doing a little more less music, and what music I do is going to be royalty free, so that way um, I can eventually get paid. So that's that. So this is exporting now, and like I say, that'll end up getting saved on my desktop, and from there you can share it via email, but it's such a big file that it usually doesn't work. So that's why you end up using Vimeo or YouTube. Vimeo has been okay with some of my copyright music stuff, where GoPro or YouTube has blocked me once or twice in different countries. Usually not the US, but it has been blocked in the US twice. So those 2 times I did it to Vimeo. The other thing is that I think it's really important to do is, if you are using music, they tell you to always acknowledge the artist and song in your video. So that's why in the end, I usually always say, artist, blah, 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 song, blah, 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 because they tell you to do that. So that for the most part is what I do. Other than that, it's just trying to get as creative as possible. There's lots of tricks to doing videos that you can do for, let's say, transitioning from one scene to the next. But that's a whole nother deal. But anyway, this right here is really going to get you guys started. I thought this might be a good way to do this, since it's so hard to get together. I have a lot of people that are asking how to do it, and this will just make it easier for everybody. You can watch it at your leisure when you have time, and you can watch it over and over again if you need to, and whatever. But be excited to see what videos you guys put together. Hopefully you have fun with it, and if you need more help, obviously I'd love to help you guys. I can come over again. Still, we can schedule a time to come over, but this is like 101. This is gonna get you going really good, and I think you'll be able to create some really cool stuff with just this little bit of information. I think we've been at it now for about an hour, so I'm sure you guys are probably sleeping. So again, let me know what other questions you have. If you came up with some other cool tips and tricks that you want to share with me, that would be awesome. Other than that, I think we're good. So I'm going to stop this recording, and yeah, have fun with it, and we'll see you next time, and let me know if you have questions. Good luck and enjoy.